Hello everyone, welcome back to Array Blog once again. So in this video we are starting one of the most exciting and powerful part of JavaScript, the DOM, the document object model. So the DOM lets JavaScript interact with HTML and CSS. So you can build pages that respond to user action, update content dynamically, and bring your website into the life, right? So we'll start by understanding what the DOM actually is and then learn how to select element from a web page using a different JavaScript method, right? So let's get started. So first I have created a folder. So let me create a file here. Let's say index.html, right? Rename this going to be HTML. So this is index.html. So so the question is, what is the DOM? DOM stand for the document object model. Think of it like a family tree that represent your HTML page, where every HTML tag becomes a node in a tree, right? So I've written a code. Let me just copy paste it this. See, so this is the is basically it's a simple example of a DOM, and the browser at this entire HTML and turn it into a tree like a structure called the diagram called the DOM, right? So the how it read, so it first see the HTML, then it see the head, right, and then it see the body, and inside the body it read the h1 p1 and whatever the tag we are going to write here, right? So now JavaScript can access and manipulate these nodes, for example changing the text, color, or even creating a new element dynamically, right? So next thing we are going to see that how we can select the element, right? So let's see how we are going to select the element from the HTML page, and I'm going to create demo, a simple HTML file to practice with, and let's open it. So I mean let's write it. So I'll see. So let me write this. So we're going to write the HTML, and then we'll say HTML and equals to say English, yeah, right? Now the head tag, and we are going to use meta, and then cat set equals to, that is, this will not be here, is going to UTF 8, right? And then we are going to say meta and name equals to say to port, and then we are going to write content equals to width, equals to device width, and then we are going to write initial scale equals to 1.0. So this is what we have right now. We're going to write the title, and we'll say DOM selection. DOM selection, right? Now after it, we are going to write the body things, body, and we are going to write the h1, and then we'll say id equals to, we can say that is main, right? Main, yeah, and we can say welcome to, and the next thing you are going to write the uh, I mean the next thing you're going to add some class. So say class, and we are going to say this as a what you can say, intro. So this is a short introduction, and we are going to create some table. So we create this, right? And then we are going to say I'm going to write class equals to, that will be a menu m, and this is going to be home. Copy this, stick like, you can say about, we can say contact, right? So this is a simple, um, let's add some button also. So we'll say button, right? And then we are going to say class equals to btn, right? And this is, we'll say click for this, say uh, we can say this learn more. Now next thing what you're going to do, we're going to create a JavaScript file here. We are not going to write the JavaScript file inside here. We can write it, but it's a good practice that we should keep every JavaScript file, so that it will be easier to understand, and it will be not messy with your HTML, and I mean it will not look like that you are combining HTML and CSS, JavaScript in a single file, right? It is a good practice to keep it separate, right? So let me first include this. So we'll say script, right? And then we'll say script src, that we can say script.js, right? And what we'll do, we'll create a script.js, right? And we've created the file. Now we are done with the HTML things, right? And what we are going to do, we are going to access this file, right? We are going to access this file. First, let's open a browser. Let me open my browser, so that we can see what our HTML is doing. This is my browser, and so let me go live, and then yeah. So we are here, right? And let me close this. So we got our welcome to array blog. This is a short introduction. Don't worry about the text. It's a typing mistakes. Home, click more, learn more, right? So whenever I will inspect this and I'll click this, it will not get, it is not giving me anything, right? Now the JavaScript comes into play, right? So let's switch to the VS Code, and what we'll do, we are going to write the JavaScript. So first, what you're going to do, we are going to select the main title, at this one, the ID. So for the selecting the ID, there is a way to select anything. So that's a so yeah, let's do this. So we'll say constant. Suppose we are going to select the heading, right? So we'll say heading equals to document dot get element by id, and we are going to pass the id. And what we'll do, just let me write this, and then what we'll do, we'll say console dot log, and we are going to say get, we'll say heading, and we'll pass this heading. And what we'll do, we'll let first access this. Say what I'm going to say. So this is what we got here. So let open this and we see we got the main title, right? So we got the title here, the welcome to array block, right? Now what we're going to do, we are going to change this color. So what we have done till now, we have selected the main title, based on the ID. We can also select the based on the class that I'm going to explain when we move further. But the first, so we are selecting this heading based on the ID, and we have selected this, right? And we got all these here, right? See, we got the h1 as tag main tag, that is has basically represent the ID. It's a main title, right? Now next thing what we are going to do, we are going to adding the some color to the heading. So we'll say uh, heading dot, you can say style dot color, that is going to be, we can say red, right? So let's save it and switch to the browser to see. Here you go, we have successfully changed the color, right? And we can change the any color. This is the basic example I'm showing you how you can select your type like any document, any object from the HTML using JavaScript, and you can do whatever you wanted to do basically. When you get the access by element or by class, we'll be able to do anything, right? So next thing what we are going to do, we are going to select the class. So we'll say constant item, we can say item equals to document dot get element by class name, right? And bracket, and we'll paste the class name, but first we are going to print this. So it's a console, and then we'll say dog, and we're going to say class name, and then we'll pass the items, uh, right? This is what we are going to get. But first we are going to access this, the menu item, right? Or we can also get the intro things, but let's get the intro things, right? Yeah, you can also get the class by menu items, right? So but we are accessing this, and we'll save this, and we'll switch to the browser, and we'll see what we get here. We got the class name, right? See this, we got the HTML class name, and then everything we got p.intro, because the tag is p, we are using the p tag, and then we get this, right? We are using the p tag. See this, we're using the p tag, and then we got the class intro, right? Now what you'll do, we are going to change the color, but we already did that, but let's do it again. So we'll say items dot style dot color equals to, we can say blue, right? And let's switch to the browser and see. So it's a setting color, cannot set properties of undefined, right? So let's see this item dot style, I think just like this, I mean, yeah, because the class is we have to access like this. So I mean the 0 is basically we are accessing of one class, that's why it is giving like this, right? So you can also select by class. So select by class basically means you can say, let's say constant, and you can say class tag. I mean, what we can say, select class equals to, you can say document dot get element by tag name. You can also select by the tag name, and we are going to select the p again, right? Or you can say li, right? And what are we going to do, we're going to print this. We'll say console.log, and we can say li tag, and then we'll say select class, right? Let's see and what we get here. So we'll switch to the browser. We got all the li tag, that menu item, menu item, menu item, because there are three: about, home, about, and contact, right? So remember, get element by id give you one a specific element, and getElementByClass give you a list of element that share a class. That's why we have to use the zero get access, right? And getElementByTagName get all tag of the types. Basically, we get the when we use the li tag, we got all three types of the tags, right? This one, the entire things. So and remember, get by class name and get element by tag name return HTML collection, not real array. So you cannot use for each one of them directly. And let's switch to the modern query selector. Now let's look at a modern query and a more powerful method. So that is basically, and these are preferred in a most project today, right? Selecting, so what you're going to do, we are going to select first element that matches a CSS selector. So we'll say constant, and we'll say first button equals to document or query selector, and we're going to say .bpl, right? And we are going to print this. We'll say console.log, that will be query selector, and we'll say first button. And what we're going to say, we are going to change the background color. So we'll say first button style dot background equals to, we can say red. We can choose any color, but we will choose the red, right? So let's see what happened in the browser. See, we got the red color here, and we have selected the button. This is the modern way to access the element, right? Basically, you can we can also select the all the matching elements, right? All the what do you mean by all matching element? Right now we have used query selector, right? We can put it like this, query selector all. So we'll get all the button, right? These two, we'll get it here. So just let's switch to the browser. So and the point is, we have to add like this. So we'll say 0, then we can access the, then we'll get to change the color. See, and we got all the button, right? For this, if you want to color this, so you have to write like this. Let me just copy paste it here, and we can change this as a blue, and this will be 1, right? Because yeah, and this will be, see, got the blue color here. You can also loop through the node list. So basically, query selector return the first message of your CSS selector, CSS selector, and query selector all return message of a node list, right? So we can see it here. We got the node list, like the we got the list like using the when we select the tags, right? So that's it for the today. So let's quickly recap what we have learned today. So first thing what you learned, that this is a DOM structure, that it will come like the HTML, then head, then body, and inside the head it will be a tree like structure, that meta, and then title, and in the body it will be h1 p ul, and then inside ul it will be li, and then this tag, and then button and script. So it is a good practice to keep the script in a separate file. That what we have done here. So what we have done, first we have selected the element by id, single element, and then second we have selected the element by class name, right? That returns basically HTML collection, and the tag name, it also return the HTML collection, right? And the query selector, basically it return the first matches, and query selector all that we have uses here is basically return the node list. So these are your main tool to access any part of your web page. So once you master this, you can move on to modifying content, changing style, or even adding animation using JavaScript. So I'll request everyone, so just go and create some um, this kind of thing, the HTML like this, and try to change it, try to manipulate it, like adding some new element, adding some, deleting some text, and do some coloring, like changing some styling, right? This kind of things you have to, you can done using the JavaScript, right? So now you know how to select and work with any element on your page, right? Using JavaScript. So in the next video, we are going to learn how to modify these elements, changing text, HTML style, and creating the dynamic effect. So if you learn something new today, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And see you into the next video, like where we are going to modifying the HTML element, style, text, and everything. So stick with me, and see you into the next one. Thank you.